Welcome back to the Lone Ranger Radio Show. Bruce Woodburn, Cross Country Mortgage. Yes, I am the Lone Ranger. 35 years in the mortgage business, helping tens of thousands of clients over the years. And if you want my help to help you with your next mortgage, whether you're looking at buying as a first-time home buyer, you're buying a vacation home, or you want to be an investor and invest in the market, accumulate wealth in real estate, I can help you with that. All you have to do is pick up the phone and give me a call at 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313. I help anyone from first-time home buyers to investors. I've got great programs, and I have a very special guest with me, Tony Tate, LPT Realty. Been helping my buyers for a long time, and I wanted to talk to you, Tony, because
Sure.
I know that you have a wide variety of clientele, but one of the things that you like to help are your self-employed entrepreneurs.
Yeah, I think which is also why I think we kind of get along because I'm also that. I have my hands in a couple of different cookie jars too. Whether that's helping somebody use stuff like crypto to buy a home, or whether that's something where I'm negotiating like something on commercial size. I really, really love working with entrepreneurs because they don't like to be told what to do, right? They found a better way to build a better mousetrap, right?
Right,
So they
absolutely.
want to. So when you think about that, you also got to think about, okay, well, where do entrepreneurs want to live? If they're going to live their life the way they run their business, they're going to probably want to be somewhere where they are not being told what to do. So I like working with them most because they think outside of the
So
box.
having said that, so I kind of get what you're saying, but I want my listeners to understand. So what you're saying is entrepreneurs, because they want to build the better mousetrap, they want the freedom to do the things that they want. But if you're buying a home in a tract-built community,
Yeah,
tract-built communities are loaded with HOAs, right?
right.
So you can't park your work truck in the yard.
No,
You can't park a boat in the yard. Well, there's no room.
No room.
Right? There's no room for a jet ski, and you wouldn't be allowed to put it in there, right? You can't park a jet ski, so there's no room. So what you like to do is help these people either find an existing home with a bigger lot, or maybe find a lot and build on it, right?
Yeah.
Because I do construction perm loans. So for all of you self-employed people, you are already at somewhat of a disadvantage when it comes to getting a mortgage, because I know who you are. You got good credit, you got money in the bank, but you're writing off all your income on your tax returns. And when you go to a bank for a loan, you're like, hey, man, I made $400,000 last year. No, you actually made $25,000 last year. Okay. All right. I know, but I have the opportunity to write off this. So I have special programs for self-employed people.
Yeah.
I have bank statement programs where I will analyze and add up all of your deposits into your corporate account, and I will use 50% of that income. 50% of the deposits is income, and then we have 1099 folks. So a lot, like real estate agents, are
My
1099.
favorite.
A lot of 1099. We have a lot of traveling nurses that are 1099. Lots of 1099 people, but 1099 have always fallen into that self-employed category where you have to have 2 years of history as a 1099 person. So what I did is I created a program specifically for 1099 people. Now, instead of using your tax returns, I'll use your 1099s, and I will give you 90% of the 1099 as income. 90%. There's not a lender I know in the country that'll do that. It's a great program, comes with great rates, lowest possible closing costs. There is a huge advantage for you. If you're 1099, you've been falling into the self-employed category, pick up the phone and call the Lone Ranger right now. Bruce Woodburn, Cross Country Mortgage, 407-706-3313. Listen, you want me to connect you with Tony Tate? Great agent, great negotiator, good looking guy. You're going to love working with Tony. A lot of fun to be with. And he can be reached. You just got to call me. I'll connect you with Tony, 407-706-3313, or go to my website, get your application started at webringyouhome.com. That's webringyouhome.com. Tony, any final words for my listeners out there?
Yeah, listen, we've all heard the thing where we said, listen, you work hard, you play hard, right? Well, the one reason that I love working with self-employed people is this. It isn't so much about working hard and playing hard, but you also have to live hard. And if you live hard, that means you play and you burn the candle at both ends. That's it. So it doesn't just
Well,
work
that's
hard,
what
play
you and
hard.
I do every day.
You work hard, you play hard, and you should live hard. But if you want to put that in different terms, work smart, play smart, and live smart.
Absolutely. Great idea. If you want to reach Tony, call me now. Tony Tate, LPT Realty, 407-706-3313. And Tony, just before you leave, tell my audience, why in the world would you ever choose Bruce Woodburn, the Lone Ranger, to help your clients?
Well, aside from the obvious stylish Lucchese boots and the authentic Western wear and the fact that you've got about 4 axes in your office, so you have to play. So aside from that, not only, whether you're playing the guitar man or you're playing out a scenario, I love what you've been able to do for my buyers, whether it was something difficult or whether it was something that was not so difficult. You guys are always available. I love your team. Shout out to Crystal. Shout out to Jeanette. I mean, everybody that is in the cross country, man, you guys just crossed my heart, man. So
thank you for that, Tony. Tony, thank you so much for joining me. All right, I want to switch gears here a little bit. We've talked about Trinity Family Builders. If you'd like me to connect you with one of their communities, you can get between $15,000 and $25,000 paid toward your closing costs. If you're a real estate agent, I want you to connect with me, because this is an opportunity that is better than any production builder out there in Central Florida. Trinity Family Builders, I highly endorse them. Now, switching gears a little bit, what are people doing when it comes to needing a little bit of cash to do, debt consolidation or home renovations? So many of you are presently sitting on a mortgage rate of, say, 3 to 4% interest rates. But now, and you got a ton of equity in your house, but you're looking at needing some money to consolidate debt. Is it better to get a home equity line of credit and not mess with that 30-year fixed rate that you have? Or is it better to just go ahead and bite the bullet, go with today's prevailing rates, and get one mortgage altogether? The answer to that question lies in you and your individual circumstances, because you have to remember, if you've got a 3.5% 30-year fixed rate, but you need $50,000 for debt consolidation, and you need maybe another $50,000 for home improvement, then what are the payments going to be on the home equity line of credit? So you got to remember, home equity line of credit are going to be between 10.9 and 12.9% interest rates. People aren't ready for that. And when you blend the two rates, is it truly the best thing to do? Now, you only need $50,000 and you have the ability to pay that loan off fast. The home equity line of credit is probably going to be a better avenue for you. But the only way to know the pros and the cons is to look at the numbers and determine the difference. So I'll tell you a little story that I just had a client, and this is their scenario. They had a 3.5% 30-year fixed rate. They've been in the house for about 3.5 years. So they got 3 years worth of mortgage payments. So they only have 27 years left on their mortgage. Their mortgage payment was only about $2,000 PITI, right? But they also had 2 car payments that equaled about $1,150. Then they had credit cards that equaled about $1,500 a month. So the total of that debt, including their current mortgage, the cars, and their debt, was about $4,650. But they needed another $25,000 to be able to do some home improvements. If I did a home equity line of credit, your payment on that was about $300 a month. So that brought them to a total payment, if they did the home equity line, of $4,950. Okay, you got that? I know it's a lot of numbers. We looked at both avenues. If I refinanced the home, I brought that new mortgage payment to $3,500, but all their debts were paid off. Every debt was paid off, and I gave them $25,000. It saved them $1,950 a month. Now that's a huge savings, okay? $1,950 a month, huge savings. But here's the sweet spot here. If they took the $1,950 that they were already paying and redid the mortgage on a refinance and took that money and put it back into the mortgage, Tony, do you know how many years it would take to pay that house off?
I'm going to guess 22.
10.6 years.
Wow.
10.6 years, they'd have no debt, no car payment, $25,000 in their pocket for renovations, and they'd pay the house off in 10.6 years for not making any additional payment than they're currently used to making today. That's what a true professional in the mortgage industry is going to do for you. Weigh the odds out, give you the pros, the cons, no sales pitch, just the facts. 407-706-3313, 407-706-3313, or webringyouhome.com. All right, switching gears, we talked about self-employed people. We talked about bank statement program, my 1099 program. Listen, if you're self-employed, I know you're making tons of money, but I know you're writing it all off. If you want to buy a home and you want traditional financing, I will review your last 2 years' tax returns before you file the new ones, so you'll know how much money you need to show. Now, some of you are going to want to do that. Others of you would rather just get a bank statement program or a 1099 program. I can help you out with all of that. So that covers that. You've got to know what your options are. When it comes to buying a home or selling a home and you want to connect with a great real estate agent, with all these new guidelines are coming into play and all the rules with NAR on compensation to realtors, you need a great negotiator now more than ever. And all you have to do is call me. I'll connect you to a great real estate agent through the Loan Arranger Real Estate Rebate Program. That real estate agent will compensate you 25% of their commission to use towards closing costs and escrows. It's your money. So call me on the Loan Arranger Real Estate Program. It's a great program for anyone. Now, here's another thing. Hometown Heroes ran out of money. The last time they came up with money was about 4 months ago. They came up with $100 million, and it only lasted 3 weeks. So come June or July, they're getting another allotment of $100 million. So here's what you need to do if you want to get your hands on that. You must have your application 100% complete. 100% complete. That means you go to webringyouhome.com, complete the application. I'm going to request your pay stubs, W-2s, maybe your tax returns if you're self-employed, your bank statements, everything I need to fully approve your loan. Then I'm going to connect you to a great real estate agent. Then when you're in contract, we'll go under contract, and as soon as Hometown Heroes comes available, we'll secure your Hometown Heroes funds, and you're good to go. But you've got to know how the program works. And there were so many people, Tony, that called me at the last minute. I've been telling everybody about this program for God knows how long. And sure enough, they're like, yeah, I'm really interested in Hometown Heroes. I've been hearing you on the radio. Well, why didn't you call me 2 months ago? Because now there's no money left. That money will last for about 3 weeks, maybe 4 if we're lucky. So don't miss out on that opportunity. And if you're looking for a great real estate agent, I'll connect you to one. Tony Tate's right here, LPT Realty, lots of experience and a great negotiator, and you'll have a lot of fun working with them. All right. Challenges with multiple offers out there. So we're seeing that more and more. And as interest rates drop, you're going to see more and more multiple offers. How do you position yourself as a buyer to compete in a market where there's other people offering 20% down, 30% down, cash buyers? The only way for you to compete in that market is for me to position you to be as close to a cash buyer as you can. So what I do is I put you through my fast track loan program. That means a full underwritten approval. You see, most pre-approvals, matter of fact, all pre-approvals are written by loan officers. You know how many loan officers have ever approved a loan? 0. They can't approve loans. So you're asking the salesperson to write your pre-approval. They have a motivation for writing your pre-approval because they're going to get a commission when they close your loan. We don't operate like that. Right. We're going to send your loan directly to an underwriter. Underwriters approve loans, not loan officers. Now your loan's fully approved. The only thing I'm missing is a contract, title work, and an appraisal. So we negotiate your transaction. I guarantee the seller that you're going to close on time, or I'll pay the seller up to $500 a day for every day that closing's missed. Tony, how many times do you think I miss a closing?
I'm going to say 0.
That's it. I'll be back in 5 minutes with more of the Lone Ranger Radio Show. Bruce Woodburn, Cross Country Mortgage. We bring you